And here we are. Ahoy. Welcome, my name is Ike. This is Switzerland.playit with TAGN. The Angry Game News every day, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm gonna tell you about funny stuff, about annoying stuff, about gay stuff, about annoying, funny gay stuff, maybe. I don't fucking know. I welcome you here on my channel, which is Switzerland.playit on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Kick. Follow me everywhere to make me big. Giggity. We have not a lot of news today, but enough to make it interesting. As usual, I try to bring you interesting stuff. Stuff you might miss by just listening to the big channels, you know? So let's get going, I assume. Ahoy, Ever Eden, ahoy, Fredos, ahoy, Haste, much gay. It's gonna be so gay today. That's how you like it. Less gay though, but funny. GameStop is auctioning off the stapler and the staple that damaged a Nintendo Switch on launch day. One infamous story that emerged from Nintendo Switch 2 launch in early June came from the Staten Island section of New York City, where GameStop employees stapled receipt for the console to its box, which damaged the Switch 2 screen in the process. Now GameStop is turning this blunder into a boon for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, as the company is auctioning off multiple items from the incident, including the staple itself, for charity. It was a funny story in that sense that one employee, and it happened, supposed in many other places too, as far as I know, especially with GameStop. So GameStop is at fault here, of course, but I also blame Nintendo for making it so easy to fucking pinch the screen through the card box. Very lame design of the box itself. So now they put the stuff on eBay and for a charity reason, and I think that's a good marketing strategy there, man. Let's check how the price is now. When I pulled up this information, it was $108,895 US. Let's refresh the page and see. It's still on the same 181 bits. So that's the staple here, the stapler. You have a Nintendo Switch, probably the broken one, one of them, and the receipt. And we get also a certificate of authenticity. So it's for a good cause, at least. So they tell us. Funny story turned into something good. What happened with Microsoft was clear. Former Square Enix executive says Game Pass, a service with barely any growth, didn't cause layoffs. Competition with AI did. Jacob Novak, the CEO behind Silent Hill Ascension streamer Genvid, and former Square Enix business director, believe that Microsoft's latest round of crushing layoffs came from a power struggle with AI technology that's currently reshaping the entire video game industry. I think it's bullshit what he tells us. I think he doesn't know exactly what's going on. AI is gonna have a big fucking impact, and is having a big impact for sure. But the layoffs are not the reason. The AI is not the layoffs reasons. You know, not the cause for it. And especially, I don't think he knows what he's talking about, because he is behind this Silent Hill Ascension. I checked it out. I never heard it before today, of this kind of a telltale online multiplayer game with Silent Hill parts of it in it. It's a very weird game, if you can call it game, and it got very super bad ratings on YouTube. This 4.5 minute gameplay footage. You can watch the gameplay footage. It doesn't make any sense what I saw there, and coming from this guy, I think it's a bad information we get here. Bad insight. The game industry is facing a fundamental realignment, Novak writes in a lengthy Twitter thread. This is not a passing storm. It is a change in the forces that's stitching the industry, which is now being held together by the more individualistic, flexible experiences offered by platforms like Roblox, Fortnite, and GTA Online. If you define the whole industry only by live services, maybe. But I think you're going the wrong way. I think you're gonna disappoint a lot of players who just want to enjoy gaming, solo player games on their screen, not really attached to any online features and all that. You're gonna disappoint a lot of those people. So you're focusing primarily on live service games here, which I think it's a bad move, buddy. While Novak rejects the idea that Roblox could ever fully supplant a more determinative video game, the fixed pathways of Dark Souls or something, in the same way that movies or television did not go away with the advent of YouTube. He believes Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer is staring down the barrel of an industry that's changed drastically since he greenlit Perfect Dark's reboot. I don't think so, buddy. I think he's very wrong. He is very wrong with his latest fail with this Silent Hill Ascension. I can't take him seriously. Ahoy, Godzilla. The Silent Hills have eyes wide shut. Boy, you have purdy mouth edition. What? Enter AI, Novak continues. What happened with Microsoft was clear. AI is a one-in-a-generation change in the entire digital order. He is preparing for a day when PCs are littered with Roblox-like platforms built with AI prompts where kids just enter the type of entertainment they want. I mean, that's already happening, especially with Roblox. Like, you can create all kinds of bullshit with one Roblox mod and have success. That's not the point here. AI will make it just easier for kids to generate content, but how long will that content live? And can you make money with it? And are you gonna please like the majority of players with those little time-lived games or mods? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. AI doesn't matter in my opinion in that sense, really. Those both in favor of AI creeping into all parts of the day and those terrified of the possibility have warned of a similar future for decades. French philosopher Jean Baudrillard even defined the idea of a hyper-reality with no real-life origin in the 80s. Still, virtual reality tech like the Oculus Rift has never gotten close to being a replacement for old-school flesh and blood. I hope it never reaches that point in general. But Novak thinks that when it comes to our currently more lightweight and convincing generative AI tech, Microsoft must either get on board or perish. I think he doesn't know what he's talking about. Microsoft is completely on the AI train in the first place. They have their Copilot. They convinced a lot of hardware producer to include the Copilot AI stuff into their system and all that. So I think he doesn't know what he's talking about, to be honest. But again, I might be as usual wrong. Who knows? Twisted Metal Season 2 should actually deliver on the game's vehicle Carnage. Twisted Metal Season 2 is set to premiere on July 31st, and based on the trailer, it appears the Peacock show will finally be taking its in-game premise of Demolition Derby to heart with a proper tournament. The first season detoured from adapting the video games in a straightforward way to give our protagonist John Doe a proper origin story and character arc. Putting an actual Twisted Metal tournament in season 2 should gear shift the series into high octane action. I just wanted to give like this news out because I watched the first season. It was okay. It was nothing special. I myself never liked Twisted Metal. I always found it like way annoying for some reason. I really didn't enjoy any gameplay of Twisted Metal. But now, and yeah, the first season was all about this guy, John Doe, McCormick, what was his name, Anthony Mackie, on his journey from one place to the next, and he meets like the clown, the famous clown on the cover and in the game. It has funny moments in it. It is not like bad or anything like that, but it's just not memorable. You forget everything of the show pretty much if you're not super into Twisted Metal. Sometimes it gets a little bit cringy, but now we get with season 2, supposedly, finally, this tournament, this carnage with the vehicles. Microsoft also has Azure. Azure is more just like server infrastructure, has not really to do a lot with AI. Copilot is their main core AI stuff. Azure was built up 20 years ago. It started pretty much. They tried to compete with Amazon's server infrastructure with Azure. I love Twisted Metal on PS1. Good for you.
Oh, good for you. And how was it?
Was it good?
I hope it was fucking good.
Christian Bale hopes it was fucking good, man. I've not watched this, kinda don't want to. It's just it's an okay show. You will be not disappointed or not super hyped. That's all I can say. It's not gonna make you like hate anything or love anything for that matter. Now, this story is kind of interesting. I'm not going to read the whole article because it has a lot of text, but I'm going to read quite a bit of it. It's about hype games, in my opinion, and Peak is just another hype game for the moment. We have Peak. Have you peaked already? Anybody of you? Anybody peaked recently, maybe? In the game, of course, Peak. Peak went from a cancelled game that couldn't get funding to selling millions on Steam. Their previous game, the underwater Souls-like Another Crab's Treasure, was their biggest undertaking since the studio was started back in 2019. While the creative action game had been received well by reviewers and players alike, it also took 3 years to make. A prototype for the next game, a sequel to the 2020's roguelike Going Under, was spun up almost immediately after wrapping that project. Everyone was excited at the prospect of revisiting the corporate world that had put the team on the map in the world of indie games. It was going to be bigger, it was going to be better. But a few months into development, differences in the creative vision caused the new project to lose its funding. It was a bummer, but Aggro Crab knew that things like these happen during game development. The team regrouped and spent months pitching the project to the new partners. Despite their best efforts, no one felt like the right fit. Worse, the prototype wasn't shaping up into something Aggro Crab felt proud of. Nothing was clicking. The situation was enough of an ordeal that the team started to feel resentful toward working on the game at all. A cosmic irony, considering Going Under's theme of modern toxic workplace culture. Rather than push through the burnout, Aggro Crab ended up canceling the project. It's a story about another hype game in general. I'm not as usual into hypes at all, no matter what it is really. It's not easy to hype me after all with anything really. I'm going to show you at the end of the show something I'm a little bit hyped though. A little unboxing because I ordered something after a while now, collectible in my opinion. But yes, we had like it started this hype stuff for me, seeing it like it works with indie games mainly. I would say with Pal World, and after Pal World it came like Helldivers, right? After Helldivers, it came this Chained, which is kind of similar maybe to Peak, where you are chained to other group members and need to get up and up and up. And what came after that? Pretty much Halbert. No, what came after Changed? I don't remember. But those games just don't live really long enough. That's why they are cheap. That's why you can have fun with it. Repo was like the last big hype game, and you don't see a lot of Repo play anymore, right? Because people moved on. The people moved on, probably most of them, after Schedule 1 now to Peaked, I would say. We have a little bit insight of how the game was built and how they worked. Our general routine was to wake up and go for coffee, come back and work until lunch, go out for some food and discuss the game, come back and work, go for dinner and discuss, and then come back and playtest, and then take notes for the next day. Galen Drew, art director at AgroCrab, tells Polygon. This pace was possible in part because AgroCrab wasn't starting totally from scratch. Before the game jam, the team had vaguely conceptualized an open world survival game. But when they actually started working on it, the kernel changed into a more fully fledged idea of a slapstick game where a group of scouts were lost on an island. I'm pretty sure the pitch for Peak, the name itself, was a joke over dinner at an izakaya, where we kept saying, "It's Peak!" And eventually we just liked how Peak sounded, Drew says. Peak sold 1 million copies in about a week, and everyone from major YouTubers to popular Twitch streamers were raving about the game with a name where the jokes written right themselves. That's pretty crazy. Selling like 1 million copies in about a week as an indie studio. And all the games I mentioned, and I many forgot, had like the similar. Beside the bug killing game, all the indie games had big success like that. It's amazing to see, and I fully believe in indie studios, but I have one main issue with those hyped games. People are not sticking to them, right? Because when the next hype game comes, everybody pretty much forgets about the last one, and that just builds a mindset of like you need your next kick as soon as possible, like almost like a drug in the gaming world. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like how it goes with the indie stuff. Like as an indie studio, you just make as quick as possible a game and hopefully just sell like millions of copies, and you're good for now and all that. And your next game might not be a big hit, and you lose like all the funding, you lose all the money you invested in your new game, because people already moving on. People are not getting attached to this company really. That's what I want to say here. That's my issue with those indie studios, that they might get forgotten because they're not gonna get another one-hit wonder games out there. I like the first 3 Twisted Metals. The first one on PS2 Black was okay. Just a tip. Just for peeking, just a tip. Ever eaten. Naughty girl. Nintendo is ending the Nintendo Switch game voucher service. I didn't know that was a service like that on Nintendo, but yeah, good for them, or bad for all the gamers. Nintendo has announced that it is ending the Nintendo Switch game voucher service. The service will conclude on January 30th, 2026, after which time it will no longer be possible to purchase the popular vouchers. Nintendo Switch game vouchers allowed players to pay a lump sum for multiple game vouchers at once, which would result in the games they redeemed them against being cheaper. For example, currently a player could purchase 2 Nintendo Switch game vouchers for $99.98. They could then redeem those vouchers for 2 games which cost $59.99, such as Super Mario Party Jamboree or Mario and Luigi Brothership, saving of $20. Nintendo has confirmed that the unused voucher will expire 12 months after the original date of purchase. Nintendo hasn't said if it plans to introduce a new service that will also feature Nintendo Switch 2 titles. According to Nintendo, game vouchers remain valid for 12 months from purchase. For example, if a set of Nintendo Switch game vouchers is purchased on January 30th, 2026, each Nintendo Switch voucher remains valid until January 30th, 2027. The Nintendo Switch game voucher service was popular benefit of Nintendo's online program. This, alongside the classic game catalog and the recently introduced game chat service, are all included as part of Nintendo's paid offering. I don't remember how much the 12 month or the annual subscription cost from Nintendo. I think it was $48 or something like that, maybe $60. So they know how to get the money back. Nintendo is not so stupid. Fans think they may have uncovered the next games. That's something else. I don't know why they put that in, but yeah. So they're going to end this voucher program, which people supposedly liked, and some used it for saving money if they bought like on the, I guess, monthly basis a new game. I highly doubt it though. Nintendo Online subscription price. I don't know. I had one for 12 months, still going. What does it cost? The expansion pack is available for $50, individual $70. So $20 just for the regular subscription. And I think there was a premium one though, like where you get like all the services. Nintendo Switch individual ship. No, we want the extended one. So you probably need to get like this one actually, with the expansion pack to get all the services. $50. So you better have bought like 4 vouchers in total to get even again with the expansion of expenses of the service. Otherwise, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And my assumption is they're gonna come out with a new voucher, just a little bit more expensive, because the new games are gonna get expensive too on the Switch 2, overall. So they're gonna mix it like again with the new vouchers, but just more money for those vouchers. Let me take a sip here. I miss the days when you had the game in your hands. Yeah. I mean, it's all our fault too. Every time you buy a game online, you show them like it's okay what they are doing to us. It's just how it is, right? Every time you buy a new game and you don't buy the disc, because even the disc probably doesn't contain the whole game in today's time. For PC, it doesn't matter which system. You have to connect it to some kind of online distribution system. May it be Steam, may it be Uplay or Uconnect or whatever Ubisoft calls it, may it be Epic Store, may it be EA, the EA Store. Doesn't matter really, right? A PlayStation Store, Nintendo Store, whatever. Every time you buy these days a game, somehow you tell them it is okay what you did. So be aware of that, keep that in mind, and don't spend just brainless your money on those companies who just view you as a number only. Just be conscious. That's why I like GOG. Despite them being gay, despite them being the only company, the bigger store I saw this year promoting the Pride Month, despite of that, you can download the whole game and play it offline and own it. You might need to burn it. You might need to buy an external hard drive to store all of those games you bought on GOG, but you have the possibility. That's the point. You have the possibility to own that game and to install it like 10 years later. I was very against Steam for the first 3-4 years they existed. Online should be a benefit, not the only option. Bearing MMO, obviously they are online. I do have a copy of Bloodborne with DLC on disc. The DLC on disc. Downloadable content. Sounds weird to have it on DLC. You know, we called that stuff back in the days, Haste, we called it add-ons, you know? We just called like additional stuff add-ons and not the downloadable content. I actually didn't see any Pride shit there personally. Well, you missed it. I fucking reported on it very, very thoroughly. I showed it on which day they stopped it, and they didn't show it anymore on the page. You could have found it if you knew the URL still, though. I called them expansions. Yeah, it depends on the how big something is. If it's an add-on or expansion, I would assume. You know what is an expansion to gayness? This shit here. Because some people think they want something. SAG-AFTRA approves 2025 video game agreement, officially concluding its strike. Oh, the strike is over for the voice actors, bitches. Members of the US Actors Union SAG-AFTRA have approved the 2025 video agreement, officially concluding the strike that began a year ago. I reported on the strike once. When I reported it like 4 weeks ago or some shit like that. I didn't even know they were on strike because I couldn't care less that some weirdos voice actors wanted to protect their voice so badly, and no games came out in the meantime, and I didn't see any changes. Like for me as a gamer, I have seen no effects of that whole strike. The union stated members voted 95.04% in favor of the deal, although it does not specify what proportion of membership voted. The new contract ensures safety guardrails around AI, which includes consent and disclosure requirements for AI digital replica use and the ability for performance to suspend consent for the generation of material during a strike. Thank you there for the following. My English is like, again, not the best as usual. I'm keep on repeating myself. But they are like happy that they made like safety guardrails for the future strike. So when they strike again, they made sure when they strike again that the companies can't use AI to produce stuff with their voice in the meantime of the strike. That's how important their strike was for them to include this crap into the deal here, which is fucking retarded. And this whole thing goes on, talking about how important it is to include everybody and to protect them and have them safe and all that bullshit. Like, what was I actually highlighted another piece. Yeah, the UK wants now the same deal. The UK unions want something similar. But they talked about the health issue and safety for the performers and all that bullshit, which makes no sense. It's you're not going into a mine, you know, to risk your life for anything. You're a fucking voice actor. You go in a very safe environment. You go in a studio. You have everything like nice isolated. You have it comfy. You probably can sit if you want and all that bull crap. You can have drinks. You can have your coffee and all that, and speak your fucking lines in front of a big ass monitor. So health issues, safety, fuck off, man. You're delusional. Those actors and voice actors seems to be like really stupid. So many Western voice actors are leftoids with pink hair. I don't know about that. Might be. I don't care. I just know they are obviously very idiotic. Moronic. Stupid. After discourse around Xbox Game Pass being an unsustainable model, industry analyst says that the likes of Fortnite and Marvel Rivals are a far bigger threat. As conversation focuses on Xbox Game Pass effect on the industry, a prominent game industry analyst says the top live service games are a far bigger threat than any Game Pass style subscription. It goes a little bit against the saying of the ex-Square Enix executive there, right? That guy said to us, yeah, the bigger threat is AI and not going along with AI. This guy says like, no, you need to go along with more online service shit. Those people, man. Microsoft had its fourth round of layoffs in less than 2 years earlier this month. This round had games cancelled, studios shut down, and around 9,000 people out of job across all Microsoft. Naturally, no one is happy with the company, especially when the memo announcing the layoff simultaneously claimed that the Xbox has never looked stronger. Yeah, that was like a kick in your balls, man. Hey, our company's going great. By the way, you're fired, bitch. In the wake of this, there was some specific backlash aimed at Xbox Game Pass, with Arcane founder Rafael Colantonio calling it an unsustainable model that's been damaging the industry for a decade. Despite this, it was reported that US video game subscription spending reached an all-time monthly high in May 2025. This includes your console subscription like Game Pass and Switch Online, as well as the likes of MMOs. However, Circana Games industry analyst Matt Piscatella has another view on the opinion that Game Pass is bad for the industry. Instead, he believes that the likes of Fortnite and Marvel Rivals are a far bigger threat. Piscatella says the top 10 live service games, sucking nearly half of all gaming hours from the PS and Xbox ecosystems before any other game can even get a taste, is a far bigger threat than the submodel. Why though? He's not explaining here. He's not explaining at all. Maybe in his Blue Sky, because Piscatella, this Matt Piscatella, is only on Blue Sky. Maybe he tells us more there, but I doubt it. It's true that the live service market is the end goal for a lot of companies, but we've all seen a ton of live service games chase the trend and then die quickly, with the likes of XDefiant, Rumbleverse, and of course Concord. But the ones that do take off are hard to beat, considering something like Fortnite has near infinite amounts of content for free. Yeah, but how long will Fortnite go on, really? That's my question. How long can it go forever with this gameplay style. Can you include like just skins after skins after skins in the game and people just going to be happy with that? Hard to say. Are they going to make new maps that people are going to enjoy? Because just recently, a week ago or something like that, Fortnite actually included or made a new mode which was just way quicker. The map is smaller and all that, and everything was just even quicker. You know, people already maybe bored, starting to get bored with Fortnite, with this big waiting in bushes and with your team to kill the other team and all that. How long can that go? Well, that's my question here. I don't know. I'm not playing Fortnite. I don't like the game. I don't like battle royales in general. But who knows? Maybe it can go on forever as long as they provide skins. That being said, I can see why Xbox offering every single one of its first-party games day one and then laying off so many members of staff has people worried about the sustainability of Game Pass. Another expert who tells us pretty much nothing. They all know just something they're not telling us. They are skin addicts. Foreskins. I talked about this bitch yesterday, but let's talk about her today again. I didn't show her yesterday though. Dragon Age and Ghost of Yotai Star is probably more excited for today's state of play than you are. The actors logged 80 hours to 100% Ghost of Tsushima. Sure. Ghost of Yotai's gameplay deep dive is debuting later today, and no one sounds as excited to see it as the game's lead actor Erika Ishii, who plays tortured badass Atsu in the sequel. Tortured badass. How you know it's already a badass? Oh yeah, because it's the main protagonist in the game, right? Of course. I completely forgot. Dragon Age the Veilguard's Rook and Mortal Kombat's 1 Sector will soon be taking up the vengeful spirit needed to lead a Ghost of game. But it isn't her first rodeo in the open world series. Ishii recently tweeted that she had spent more than 80 hours to 100% complete Ghost of Tsushima. So when I tell you I am excited about this game, play, then I am. I have a hard dick as a non-binary girl. I assume that's what she said. I don't know. I'm not gonna go to check the tweet. Fuck her. No, don't fuck her. Don't fuck it. Don't fuck it. She's of course referring to the PlayStation State of Play, diving deep into Ghost of Yotai later today. Yeah, I already reported on that. I'm not gonna watch it. I think gameplay-wise, I'm gonna repeat myself again. Gameplay-wise, the game might be okay, but I bet story-wise and the character design is gonna be woke as fuck. Because Dragon Age Veilguard, not big success, and that was like her first big major role as a voice actor and protagonist. And yeah, speaking of that game, in a second. Game Pass is a good value for new games instead of paying up $80 game. Yeah, but you're even owning even less. Don't defend that Game Pass shit. Haste. Don't get sucked into this mindset, man. It has no value. Actually, it has no value. You might think that for a while, but after you don't pay anymore, you have zero access to nothing you ever played, really. So, nothing worth. Dragon Age the Veilguard wins Game of the Year at Gayming Awards 2025. BioWare's action RPG also won Best LGBTQ+ Character for Rook, while Erika Ishii took home award for Portrayal of Game's Protagonist. Yeah, because this game was so massive successful amongst the gays, obviously, of course. It won like Game of the Year Gaming Award, which is super gay. Gaming is gay, I'm just saying. The winners of the Gaming Awards 2025 have been announced, with Dragon Age the Veilguard taking home a Game of the Year at Best LGBTQ plus character for UrhG. That's the same woman. That's the same woman. Here, this bitch who plays the main character in the Ghost of Yotei. That's the same woman. That's why I think this game probably very doomed already. And she's very proud of her non-binary stuff. Go watch her shit on Twitter. On X, I mean. Just saying. Where was I? Hosted at the Abbey in West Hollywood yesterday, July 8th, Coven took home the Industry Diversity Award, while Stream for a Cause won the Community Impact Award. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered received the Gaming Magazine Readers Award, while Erika Ishii received the Best LGBTQ plus Voice Actor of the Year Award for her portrayal of Rook in Dragon Age. This year's Gaming Awards raised money for the Gaming Fund. They're making fun of themselves at this point, actually. Gaming Foundation, a new charity founded to uplift and empower LGBTQ plus games workers and fans to affect change, celebrate inclusivity, and drive forward representation in games. Yeah, because that's what we all want to see. Your personal, your private fucking developer mindset, inclusion and representation in the game I am playing. That's what I want to see. Your fucking fat ass blue haired bitch face in the game. That's what I want to see. That's so important for me as a gamer. Those people don't understand what games really are. Every year I'm honored to uplift and celebrate creators, game makers, and industry workers through our awards, said Gaming Magazine and Gaming Awards founder Robin Gray. This year's winners represent a wonderful, diverse group of people. I hope it was diverse, otherwise this whole award thing would be very lame, right? All of whom are working to make our industry better in their own way. In their own way. Yeah, you say it right. In their own way. Because nobody cares for their own way but themselves, right? Whether that's creating games with storylines and characters that represent us, creating communities and holding space for LGBTQ plus people to be themselves, or by changing the industry piece by piece to be more inclusive. Good luck with that. I don't think it's gonna go forever, like you demand it to be. Gay concluded, now more than ever we need to be supporting each other, championing each other, and defending each other. Our partnership with World of Wonder, drag queen webpage, whatever, this year has helped us to do this in a bigger and better way, and I couldn't be more grateful and proud. And here you have then the whole list of all the gayness and the awards for how much gay you are. Are you happy? Sorry, I should have included this news yesterday for you. I let you all down. All you gays out there who are watching me, meaning my whole chat, I let you all down. Sorry. Sorry, I failed. OFP. Speaking of gay. Yeah, that's pretty much the news. I'm glad I'm over with that crap. But yeah. That's why I think this game is gonna be not a big success. Not a big success, because she's so happy and so proud to be included. So happy and so proud to be included. Now, because I want to see myself in stuff, I'm going to show you a little unboxing. I usually don't order a lot anymore, like collectibles and all that shit. I got a little packages from Japan, Nippon. Hi, Nippon. I know what it is inside. I just want to see if it's like in good shape. I got it from eBay, so it's used in that sense. on the 3rd of July, and it came actually yesterday, but I couldn't pick it up yesterday already. It had 6 days only to come here to Switzerland. Very fucking quick. The Japanese, I mean, even the boxing itself is like high-end, you know. Very quick delivery. They don't mess around, the Japanese usually. Hard box away. Seems to be fine. It seems it survived very well. And they made it like clear with all the big stickers here and shit. Don't drop it, don't pressure it and shit. And look. Fucking light is blend. How about that? The fucking monitor. Too much light. I mean, you can see kind of. Finally got like every medium of Akira. It was a good price too. You know, with shipment and taxes and all that shit. Which I was surprised that eBay did all that for me. So I had to pay jack shit extra. Which is more better. So now I have Akira in every medium, meaning from VHS. I have the original VHS. I have the DVDs, many DVDs, all kinds of versions actually. I have the UMD, which is the disc, the video disc for the PSP, you know. I have that. I have the Blu-ray and I have the 4K Blu-ray. And the only one that medium that was missing was the Laserdisc, which I now own. I don't have a Laserdisc player, but that doesn't matter. I just am happy to own it. I just want... it is so nicely and so clean packaged, you know. I found a He-Man toy. It had a kit $20 the other day. The Land Shark. He-Man figures, action figures, if they are in good shape, they are pretty high value too these days. And the Japanese usually don't mess around, like I said, with that stuff. That guy made like a lot of pictures and showed like every little scratch on the package. You don't even see it really. I know where it was on the picture. You don't see it. It's like pretty pristine, everything. And this Laserdisc edition has like 3 discs because the movie is pretty long. Let's just take out one disc here. Edit Laserdisc. There's some fingerprints, but that's nothing you can clean easily. Just some regular fingerprint stuff. No scratches. Some very minor scratches. But it looks good. Can't test it, like I said, because no player, but that doesn't matter to me. I have now every medium. That's what matters. Every medium of the movie Akira. Akira. Which means give up. Or giving up. And can be a name for a female and male, by the way. Not only male, like many think. 3 disc, that's crazy. Laserdisc is a weird medium. It was like the first disc medium with digital audio, but the video content was still analog on it. So you pretty much like visualized with a laser the whole stuff on it on the disc. It's not zeros and ones. It is if you can like magnify, you can see something, which is weird. But the audio was like the first medium with audio, like the Dolby Digital, and DTS a little bit later. The video still remained analog, which is pretty cool. No Betamax, no Video 2000, no other mediums really, which is fine because you would not find Betamax these days of any really commercial movies at all, because Betamax was a pain in the ass to produce as mass product, you know. Shirt makes Ike's eye pop. What the blue? Are you guys in love yet? You better be in love, because the Gaming Awards made everybody horny today. So yeah, this gonna get on my shelf behind me, like maybe in the middle, above me. Who knows? Call me Akira Master. I have like in producing still an Akira like comparison video with all mediums. Now I would need a player for this one to include it in the comparison. Don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, but that's it. Akira, every medium in my house. I remember the remotes that had wire on them to the console. What, to the Laserdisc players? Start your own gaming awards, then I'll watch for the first time in my life. Betamax. Betamax was never really a commercial product for consumers, for end consumers. Here and there in very big stores, some manufacturer made maybe a model or two, but it was never. It stood no chance against VHS. VHS was just cheaper and easier to produce. It won the race very quickly. You could produce like the cartridge, the VHS cartridge itself for a third or a quarter of the price instead of Betamax. Despite Betamax just was a better like product, like a better picture quality, better signal and all that. But other than that, yeah, it lost the race pretty quickly. And that's the reason. So Laserdisc started, by the way, I was on that rantish. Laserdisc started, then after Laserdisc, actually the CD came then. So Laserdisc was first, CD, DVD, HD DVD, Blu-ray, the fight there went on for a while. Obviously, we know who lost, and now we have 4K Blu-ray, and I think we're not gonna get a new medium. I think we are not gonna get a new medium. I think the any medium war in the future is gonna be just a streamer war, actually. Hi, Bright Gaming. Hi, Archmajunk. I heard Betamax wouldn't do porn either, which was part of their downfall. No, that has nothing to do with it, because it was like you just paid with every big commercial product. You paid just some license fees to the technology patent holder group, as usual. Just like with HDMI and DisplayPort, those connectors, you just technically you have to pay to HDMI, the consortium fees for the technology and all that, and they can't tell you what you have to or you can't produce and put on your own cartridge and all that. No, it was just because the advances of VHS were way better, way easier to handle and all that. Even like the player themselves were easier to repair and to produce. I wish minidisc would have took off more. Mini disc just came way too late. That was the downfall of mini disc itself. It came a little bit too late. If they would have produced it like maybe 5 years earlier, mass produced that, it might have took off way better. It came too late. Sony kept it alive for a long time because they put like the new mini disc generation had also like AAC support, for example, MP3 support. Many of the newer players. That's how they kept it alive, to even store even more music on it and all that. But yes, it just came to a little bit too late to take off really. They want to kill physical media. You will own nothing and it'll be gay and happy. You forgot gay. Glad I still have my physical library. Lol, I typed that with one finger and still beat you. Beat you in what? ALAC. No, ALAC was not on minidisc. Because ALAC is Apple. It's pretty much the same like technology behind FLAC. Just Apple proprietary. I'm eating wings. Good for you. No, I think I made a good deal. That's all I'm saying. Paid $58 or 59-ish, something like that, a little bit below 59. For the discs, for the shipment, for the taxes, for everything included. Good price. Very good condition so far. I have to check the other 2 discs too. I'm happy in that sense. It smells like old fucking technology. Like I remember some Laserdisc smelled the same, which is weird, like 20 years ago. Waiting for A-Track to come back. Yeah, keep on waiting, buddy. Keep on waiting. Speaking of waiting, enough of waiting. I had modded iPods that would play ALAC on. Yeah, because it's Apple product. You can, if you have enough processor power, you can make everything play, everything Apple product play the proprietary stuff with the right software. I'm going to collect iPods again. Bad idea, man. Bad idea. I don't know why iPod brings me more to my days as a salesman in retail. I hated iPods, to be honest. Like with the hard drive in it. Those fuckers like came back quite a lot. Obviously because hard disk. Even it was a small hard disk. It was a 1.8, I think. A 1.8 inch hard drive. But vibration killed them. After a while, if you moved them along with you, if you took them with you on journeys and traveling with them, obviously they fucking died. I use CF's cards in iPods. Yeah, you can do that today. Back in the days, CF. I mean, technically there were CFs around that small too, but they were even more expensive than those specialized 1.8 inch hard drive for iPods. I loved iPods when the like the memory style came out, not the hard disk, but the SSD style. The first one I got was a Nano with a display, the 5th generation or 6th generation or something like that. Not the elongated one, but the more square one. Those were actually pretty nice. Super thin, worked perfectly, never had any issues with them. good sound, good audio, you know, quality and all that. Loved it. Those I loved. Those I loved. And they were pretty cheap compared to other products with zero issue and all that. Some good times there. Maybe we need like tech talks here on this channel. Like once every 2 weeks a tech talk. But only me in voice, it's lame. It's lame. Okay. We filled an hour, buddies. A whole hour we filled. Thank you for being around. I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Ike. This was Switzerland Play It with TAGN, the angry game news, with some other news too. And every day from Monday through Friday, 10 a.m., you're going to see me here on this channel, Switzerland Play It, on YouTube, Rumble, mainly on Rumble, Twitch, and Kick too. Although nothing happens really ever on Twitch and Kick, unfortunately. But if you have an account there, I mean all now in the chat, if you have an account on those other platforms, just follow the channel there, you know, just follow the channel on those platforms too. I would appreciate that. It might help, I don't know, because I don't even know if the thumbs up on this platform, the main platform, Rumble, helps. It might do something, I don't know. I appreciate your time being here, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.